Good morning, my wonderful pupils. You are welcome to Home Economics online class. Today's topic is domestic violence, and we will be learning what domestic violence is, types of domestic violence, causes of domestic violence, and prevention of domestic violence. What is domestic violence? Domestic violence can be defined as a situation where someone close to you has power or control over you. It can be a family member or an intimate partner. Domestic violence can also be known as domestic abuse. This control or abuse can be expressed in different ways. Types of domestic violence: physical violence, emotional or psychological violence, sexual violence, neglect violence. Now, what is physical violence? It involves a person using force against you, which could harm you. For example, pushing, scratching, slapping, denying you food, using objects that could hurt you, etc. Number 2, emotional or psychological violence occurs when someone is repeatedly made to feel worthless, unloved, alone, that is constant rejection, etc., which is caused by bullying or yelling. Number 3, sexual violence. This involves sexual force where someone is forced to do what is not his or her wish or will or consent. Number 4, neglect. This is the failure to fulfill or meet a person's need which the person cannot provide themselves. For example, children, and so on. Now, what are the causes of domestic violence? Number 1, jealousy, greed, stubbornness, polygamy, selfishness, insensitivity. Insensitivity means when you don't care about others. That is, you are not kind to other people. Then number 7, poor economy or poverty. These are the causes of domestic violence. How can we prevent domestic violence in our family? To maintain peace in the home or to prevent domestic violence, the following things should be done. 1, practicing of love among family members. We should learn how to love one another. Number 2, dialogue and avoidance of communication gap. Dialogue and avoidance of communication gap. That is, there shouldn't be any communication gap between the family members. We should always get in touch with one another. The next one is equity and fairness. Always make sure you do the same thing to others. Number 5, proper planning for the family in meeting their needs. Provision of adequate accommodation for family members. Provision of basic needs for the family members. Now, children, I want you to watch this video on domestic violence.
Do grown-ups argue in your home? Does it make you feel sad, angry, frightened and confused?
Get yourself in here. In.
Every family has arguments, but domestic abuse is when one person in the family hurts another or is bullying them and makes them feel bad.
In that case, you guys want a pizza? You want them, Jim?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
You sure? Yeah, okay.
Abuse is not just physically hurting another, it can be emotional. Calling somebody names, making them feel bad about themselves, controlling who people in the family can see, controlling how the money in the family is spent and where and when family members can go out and what they can do. Domestic abuse can happen to anyone in any family. It doesn't matter where you live, your religion, where you come from, how old or how young you are, it can happen to anyone at any time. If you are worried about what's happening in your family, then you should talk to an adult you can trust, or call Childline on 0800 1111.
Children, I hope you've learned some points from this video, domestic violence, that domestic violence could happen to anyone. Children, always make sure you don't keep secrets from your parents. You should always tell them your feelings. On a final note, in order to prevent domestic violence in our families, we must achieve this. We must love one another. We must tolerate one another. We must prevent communication gap among the family members. Parents should provide adequate food, clothing, shelter, medical care, education for their children. Children should avoid watching shows or programs that promote domestic violence. Children should obey their parents' instructions. Children should not keep secrets from their parents. As you can see from the screen, you should be able, as children, you should be able to express your feelings. You should be able to tell your mom, your dad, the way you are feeling. Children, your assignment, please list 2 ways of handling domestic violence. My wonderful pupils, attempt your quiz and assignment on the Edmodo platform. My wonderful pupils, please stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.